Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is a new week here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed that little quick montage beginning there with the M3. Drove it on up from my apartment today, so it's good. Finally out getting to drive the car this year, which is exciting. It's been a long 4 years of really not driving the car, so to actually put some miles on it for a change has been cool. I definitely want to modify this thing. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. New set of wheels would go pretty cool. We'll see what happens. All right, we cross that bridge when we get there. That's not what today's episode's about. Today's episode, if you guys watched either, I think it was the last video now, you saw that we would have had some mechanical issues on the drift car. So drift car has been struggling for power, which is not great, right? That car doesn't make much power to begin with. We need it to make every horsepower it can. Compression tested it, good fuel pressure at the rail, good compression test, cold and hot. I'll separate those. No engine lights, no vacuum leaks. We smoke tested the car. Not really sure where to go. So we're gonna do the other thing that was on my mind, and it's rebuilding the VANOS unit. So I've never rebuilt it before. For those of you guys who don't know what the VANOS is, it's essentially the variable valve timing, kind of like VTEC for Hondas, but just BMW's version. So we are going to dive into that whole world today. I've never done it before. It's about the only thing, it might be the only bit left on this car I haven't touched. So we're gonna get to experiment with it today. We're gonna do it. We're gonna see if we can unlock the rest of the horsepower and hopefully make the car run right, because once the car runs right, I want to boost this thing. So without further ado, let's get into the garage, take it apart, or start taking it apart, and move from there. All right, well, always shout out Bimmer World for the gummy bears and some stickers. Love it when your parts come with good stuff. But this is our VANOS rebuild kit. We're gonna dive in here a little bit more once we get the actual current VANOS system out of the car. But that's it. That's all it's gonna be about. This is just oil. I'm gonna do an oil change, and the other boxes are just other stuff, whatever. So, for those of you who don't know, this is your VANOS unit. So it's this whole bit right in here, and that's what we need to take out today. So, kind of gonna have to start to get to it. Unsure how much of the whole, I guess, removal process I'm gonna film. You're gonna remove whatever. You're gonna remove things. Not going into too crazy detail. It's not a how-to video, so we'll cover some things, but for the majority, it's not a how-to video. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead now and well, get started on stripping this thing apart. So let's get to it. Let's get the manifold off, or valve cover off. Well, that brings us to where we are. This has definitely looked better in here. This is a little frightening. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's definitely looked better. I do frequent oil changes, so I don't know. Whatever. That was the part that I was super confident and just knew how to do really quick because I've done it before a bunch of times. But pulling the actual VANOS unit off itself, I'm less confident about because I have not done it that many times, or ever. So, going to set the camera down, just learn this one through, figure it out. It should be pretty straightforward and simple, but I'm just gonna, like I said, leave the camera down and do that real quick, and then we'll touch base when I'm pulling it off the engine. All right, a little guest appearance from our Subaru friend Daniel over here. Welcome back. Daniel's had this car for probably as long as I've had that car now. Daniel had this thing before he was able to drive.
I towed it to my house.
Yeah.
Towed it to my house.
But he wanted to smoke test this thing. It's had some weird little run problem thingies, so we'll smoke test this real quick. Subaru. So we'll dive a little side quest for the day, and then we can get back to my car. This should come off. Oh no, that's gotta come out. Let me take that off now. Then it should come out. Oh, there she comes. Nice. Smooth. Easy enough. Whole VANOS unit's now out. Obviously, we can see the gears. Everything's fully exposed. I'm gonna let the oil drain out of that thing, and then we'll start to take it apart and rebuild it. Got the VANOS fully out of the car now. Cleaned up the gasket on everything. Laid out the parts. These are gonna be kind of just the overall gaskets into each piston, I guess, so to speak, because you'll unbolt these, the pistons will kind of shoot up and out, and I'll show you how the seals and everything work, as I'm learning to do it anyways. But yeah, that's kind of the next steps now. Why is that thing still full? Why is that thing still full?
Oh, you gotta be quicker than that.
No, it's probably not.
I don't know. I mean,
Let me dump this over. Oops. Where is it? Alright, so these are the pistons that go in the VANOS itself. Inside here, got a lot of stuff. Let me get the last washer out. Alright, with all those out, so clean the inside of this, and then process is, got one big washer. Oh, Alex, cameraman Alex, come on in. One big washer. Then we got the ring. A little bit of a tight squeeze. Ring. Okay. Then we'll have the new bearings. And in between the bearing, we've got this big washer here. Okay. Another bearing. And we're going to top it off with the other big washer. Okay. And then we're able to seal it back up. And then oops. There we go. So we'll seal it back up, we'll torque it down, whatever. But then that's that. And then we just got to put the new O-rings in each of these. And in order to do that, there's a soft O-ring that goes on the first layer, and then you put a hard O-ring over that. So that's how you rebuild these pistons then. Then we can throw it back in here, seal it up, put it back in the car. Out in the Subaru. Dan's owned this car, like we said earlier, for like a lot of years, and I've never gotten, well, I've been in it a long time ago, but now it makes a little bit more jam. Yeah. Probably makes, Dan was saying, somewhere between 350, 400, so it's nothing too crazy, but it's a good, healthy power, man. And considering I want to turbo my car, this is just gonna tease me enough to do it. Watching your speedo, it feels a lot faster than you legitimately are.
I don't know if the speedo's right, dude.
It feels fast. Well, if you look at it, and the way that I think of it too is like my M3. You could be going the speed limit and feel like you're doing 20.
I know. That's like this thing.
This thing, no, this feels faster. I don't, because it's just designed differently, I feel like. Yeah. As a car engineering standpoint. It's still good, it still rips, that's cool. But like it just feels like we were going a lot faster than we were.
Yeah, right? Right? I don't know.
Put a little launch control. Then he just softly drives it because we're in a 30 mile an hour school zone. Yes, yeah, it is a school zone.
Yeah, school zone.
Hey, oh, chill. All right, well, now that we're back from the test drive with Dan, here's well, where everything sits now. Let's go ahead and get the VANOS back on there. back together, all good here. Quick, easy. I mean, working on this car in the last couple of years, we kind of just figured it out. And so it's easy. Alex is here to help too, so all good there. All that's left now, we're gonna go for a drive, see if it feels any different. Will it? I still don't know if it'll really make a difference, but I also figured it can't hurt, so let's see what it does. Got my skirt. We're back, we're in the garage. Car is up in the air. We just ran it at idle for like 10 minutes on an engine flush solution just to clean it up, and now I'm gonna change the oil. But I don't know, we went through that test drive there. Did I really notice if anything was different? I don't think so. Me and Alex both still feel like the car doesn't make as much power as it should. I mean, his 2.8 feels better than this. Granted, the 2.8 car is a lot lighter. This is heavier, but we still both feel like this should be pulling harder. I don't know. Is there really any way to know without throwing it on a dyno? Because it's still not really throwing us any codes. We still really don't know. It is what it is. Is this the best this engine's got in it? Maybe the engine is hurt. Possibly. So I guess the frustration continues of not knowing where to go or what to do, what to fix. But it is what it is. We're gonna carry on with it as is. Hopefully it becomes okay, or I don't know, figure it out. Otherwise, we'll just slap a big turbo on it anyways, and we'll just buff over how slow it feels now. Sounds like the responsible, good way to do it, so is what it is. You win some, you lose some. We tried, we figured it out, potentially. We at least did it. We learned how to do it, so that was cool. I'm just rambling on now. I'm gonna end the video here. That's gonna be the end for this week. I'm just gonna, like I said, change the oil, move on. Y'all don't need to see that. It's boring. It is what it is, so. VANOS rebuild, done. Did it work? Not really. Is it good preventative maintenance? Yeah, okay, so. Easy enough. We did it. Thank you, Alex and Dan, for swinging on by. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching the video if you've made it to this far in the video. Appreciate y'all. I will see you guys next week for the next video. Have a good one.